I'm Lucille Ball, and I've got a secret.
I've Got a Secret, brought to you tonight by Tony, creator of fine beauty products for the woman who prefers the natural look of beauty care at home. Tony. From New York, here is I've Got a Secret, starring Steve Allen.
Thank you, and good evening, and welcome to I've Got a Secret. Well, sir, half of our panel is on vacation tonight, but we have Lucille Ball's better half and my better half, and they'll halfway make up for the half of the panel that's away, more or less, whatever I said. And that's not the half of it. Anyway, let's meet the members of our panel, whoever they turn out to be. First, sitting in for the vacationing Bill Cullen, our own Henry Morgan. Next, sitting in for the vacationing Bess Meyerson, your good friend of mine, Jane Meadow. Next, sitting in for Henry Morgan, who couldn't be with us tonight, here is Gary Morton. And finally, sitting in for Betsy Palmer, we were very fortunate to be able to secure the services of the lovely Betsy Palmer. So, panel, if you're all set to play the game, we'll get right to our first contestant, please. Here she comes. Nice to have you with us.
Thank you.
That's a very pretty sweater.
Thank you.
And let's find out the name of the lady who's wearing that pretty sweater and where she's from.
Marie Rhodes, Los Angeles, California.
You're from Los Angeles, too, I see. What do you do out there?
That's my secret.
Some night they're going to tell me by mistake, you know, then we'll be in trouble. Well, if you'll whisper that secret to me, Mrs. Rhodes, we'll show it at the same time to the audience at home. Well, panel, the clue to Mrs. Rhodes' secret concerns something she does, and it involves another person. I'll give you that little clue. We'll start the game with Henry Morgan.
Too bad he couldn't be here tonight. Mrs. Rhodes, is it?
Yes.
Does your secret involve either of the Allens? Steve or Jean?
No.
Does it involve anybody here?
No.
A big name? A name we would know?
Yes.
Somebody in the showbiz?
Yes.
A lady?
No.
A actor?
Yes.
A heavy? Oh, well, we'll put it this way. A leading man?
Yes.
He's put on a couple of buzzers. All right, $20 down, 60 to go. Jingy
A
Bird?
leading man, Mrs. Rhodes. Would this man be more famous, let's say, for the movies than for television?
Yes.
Would he be a relative of yours?
No.
It is something that you have done with this man or to this man?
Well, not two, but with. I'd
With
say.
this man?
Four. Yes.
For this man?
Yes.
Would it be somebody around Gregory Peck's age? Somebody like that?
I don't know how old Gregory Peck is.
I'd say very roughly, yes.
Roughly, somebody about that age. Well, let's see. We have to go for who the man is, I guess. Would it be Tony Curtis?
No.
Jack Lemmon?
No.
It wouldn't be Cary Grant, would it?
No.
There goes half the money. Gary Morton.
This thing that you do for the man, would this man be in a specific type of motion pictures? Would it be a He-Man type?
Yes.
Would it be?
But he does everything.
He does everything.
Yeah.
Everything he does.
Yeah.
There's a lot of them in Hollywood.
Yeah.
Let me think. Would it be basically, let's say, in Western pictures?
Not basically, no.
No. Would you train something for this man? Was there something that you do for this man that you would train, like a leopard or a lion or a horse?
No.
No.
Do you train this man?
No.
You're right. Well, $60 down, 20 to go. Betsy?
Are you involved in something physical with this man? No. I don't mean it in any way except a good way. Well, anyway would be a good way.
It's all good stuff.
Not that that's bad. I don't know. I'll tell you what I was thinking of.
No, you won't. You will not. All right, go ahead.
No, I was thinking of a specific man like Burt Lancaster, who is a trapeze artist, and maybe you're his partner, because you look enough like Gina Lola Brigida maybe to have stand in for. Do you stand in for this man? Yes.
That's right. Lionel Standard, ladies and gentlemen. No, actually, what Marie Rhodes does is quite unusual for a woman, even in Hollywood. Betsy's gotten that part of it. Unlikely as it may seem, Ladies and gentlemen, you are looking at Marlon Brando's real regular movie stand-in. Mrs. Rhodes, as the old lady said on the bus, you don't look like Marlon Brando. How did this come about? How'd you happen to become his stand-in?
Well, my husband, Philip, is his personal makeup man. And when they were going to make Mutiny on the Bounty in Tahiti, they both cooked up the idea that I go as a stand-in.
So you could be with your husband, sir?
Absolutely.
Wonderful. And that turned out to be a great deal because it took them about a year to make that picture, didn't it?
1 year.
That's right. How long have you been Marlon Brando stand-in?
For the past 4 pictures, and the last one is Morituri, which will be released soon.
Morituri. I see. What other people have you stood in for that we might know about?
Well, Anna Mañana,
Mm-hmm.
Ben Grauer.
Ben Grauer? Do you mean to tell me you stood in for Ben Grauer? How do you like that? Who else?
Carol Williams.
Let's go back to Ben Grauer. I never knew Ben Grauer had a stand-in, but who else?
Judith Evelyn, Judith Anderson, Patricia Owens, so on.
That's wonderful. Yeah, I don't know. I like Ben Grauer of all of those things. Well, you remind me more of Carol Williams than Ben Grauer. Let me but that's showbiz. Anyway, it was very nice to have you with us. Thanks for standing in here tonight, and good luck to you. Thank you. If you're out there, Ben, stay out there, fella. Don't come around here. We'll be back with you again in just a minute, but first let's watch this. I don't know how you can stand in for Ben Grauer. He always was sitting down, wasn't he? Behind with his elbows on a thing. Hello, this is Ben Grauer. Anyway, now when we have our next contestant, please. Good evening to these gentlemen of the armed forces. Now, for reasons of national security, or seriously, because we don't want to tell you these gentlemen's names just yet, we'll, for the moment, refer to them as Lieutenant Army, Lieutenant Navy, Lieutenant Air Force, and Lieutenant Marines. Gentlemen and officers, it's a pleasure, needless to say, to have you with us. Panel, although these men are in different branches of the service, they do share a secret. So, fellas, if you'll whisper your secret to me, we'll show the audience at home just what it is. Uh-huh. Wonderful. Panel, the clue to the secret concerns something these gentlemen did, and we'll start the game this time with Janie Bird.
Well, from that applause, I have a feeling that what you did was a very wonderful thing. Is that right?
Yes.
Yes.
Would you have done this?
It was wonderful, though, that's right.
It really was
Right.
wonderful?
If they do say so themselves.
Is there something sneaky about your secret? Is it a wonderful but maybe a little amusing? No, it's
No.
really wonderful.
Really wonderful.
Would we be interested? would we be interested in where you did this?
Yes.
Yes.
Ask if they did it with Ben Grauer, would you, Jane?
Did you do this on some other soil than the United States?
Yes.
All right, $20 down, 60 to go. Gary Morton?
You look like an ad, Steve. I want you.
Point right at the audience there.
You did it other than the United States. Did they say they did it in other places?
Yes.
Did you do it above the soil? Was this something in the air?
No.
Not very high, no.
No. Would it be on water then?
No.
No, yes, no.
Yes and no.
I got it. You're really civilians, but you're dressed up as soldiers.
That would tell you something. You get a yes and no on the water, whatever I said. $40 down and 40 to go. Betsy Palmer.
One of you says, Mr. Rifleman, what are you over there?
Army.
Beg pardon, sir?
Yes, Army.
Excuse
Army.
me. Mr. Lieutenant Army, you did it on top of the water?
No.
You did it under the water?
No.
You did it nowhere near the water?
No.
They did it and fell into the water.
Now, did the Marine, Lieutenant Marine, do it on the water?
No.
In the water?
No.
On land also?
Yes.
Did anybody do it in the water? Yeah.
$60 down, 20 to go. And we go to old Henry Morgan.
Oh, boy. It wasn't. No.
Sure glad it came out that way.
I vote to go back to Betsy. Does this have anything to do with the Korean War?
No.
With the Vietnamese War?
No.
Any war? No. But it was wonderful.
There goes 80 wonderful dollars, panel, right down the drain. Seriously, these gentlemen have all been decorated for their service overseas, but their overseas duty just happened to be at the Olympic Games in Tokyo, where they each won a gold medal for the United States. I'll introduce you now properly to our Olympic heroes. First, the gold medal winner, representative of the United States Army, First Lieutenant Lona Swigger. Lieutenant, for which event did you win your gold medal?
I won the gold medal in the small bore rifle, 22 caliber, 3-position event.
And in this event, incidentally, he set a new world's record with 1,164 points out of a possible 1,200. An amazing thing. And next, the United States Navy's gold medal winner, Lieutenant J.G. William Stowe. Tell us about your event, Lieutenant.
I was the stroke of the 8-oared rowing crew.
I see, which brings us then to another gold medal member of the 8-oar crew. These are the two gentlemen, with the water. United States Air Force First Lieutenant Joe Amlong. Lieutenant Amlong, what country was it that ran second in the 8-oar crew race, and how much faster did your team do?
The second crew was the German crew, which was undefeated for the last 5 years, and we beat them by 5 seconds.
Well, good for you. And finally, the United States Marine, the Marine who was the first American in Olympic history to win the 10,000-meter run, Lieutenant Billy Mills. He not only won the 10,000-meter run, which is over 6 miles, but he set a new Olympic record of 28 minutes, 24 and 4/10 seconds, and he did it on a rain-soaked slow track. What you been doing lately, Lieutenant?
I've been competing in the indoor circuit. I've been running the mile and an occasional 2 mile, and I have run 1 3-mile so far this year.
I see. Well, I happen to know that Lieutenant Mills set a new American record for the 3-mile race at the AAU meet here in New York, and was recently named Track Athlete of the Year by the AAU. Gentlemen, we thank you so much for being here and for representing all of the servicemen who won in total 54 gold, silver, and bronze medals for the United States. Best of luck now. Congratulations. Thank you. Incidentally, because all of these gentlemen are amateur athletes, they appeared tonight with the special permission of the Amateur Athletic Union of the United States, the National Association of Amateur Oarsmen, and the National Rifle Association of America. To protect their amateur status, their winnings are being contributed to the governing bodies of these organizations for the further advancement of amateur sports. There's something I have to get right over here. Thank you, young man. My goodness. Don't know if I'll have time for all these, but let me explain what these cards are. Now, before we went on the air tonight, we asked everyone in our studio audience to write down on cards some questions that they would like to ask our special guest. Questions about her life, her career, television business, people she knows in it. No holds barred, really tough questions. So we have them now, and I'd like you to meet the brave lady who has agreed, no holds barred, agreed to answer all of these questions. She happens, incidentally, to be the national chairman, or char lady. No, she's a national charwoman. No, she isn't. Seriously, she's the national chairman of the Easter Seal Campaign, Miss Lucille Ball. Well, Lucy, I'm well aware that you know everybody on the panel.
Not everyone.
Well, some better than others, but I'm sure the panel knows you, and we'll find out how well now in just a moment. As I've explained, Lucille Ball has agreed to answer these questions from the studio audience. And just to make things a little more interesting, panel, we want to put you two on the spot, you four over there. We would like you to try to predict what Lucy's answers will be. In other words, we're going to have you answer these questions as if you were Lucille Ball. You can speak in the first person, probably. Pretend that you are Lucille Ball, giving not, what you would answer, but what she would answer, you think. Whatever I said. So I'll read the first question here now.
You have time for all those?
No, if I don't shut up, we won't have time for any of them. But it took a lot of explaining. Okay, Henry, you answer now as though you were Lucille Ball, not Henry Morgan. Here's the first question from the audience. Are you temperamental?
Yes, very.
You are, huh? Mm-hmm. All right, now we'll get Lucy's own answer to that.
Can I take time to resent that? No, I am not temperamental.
attested to by the people that have been working with me for many, many years. I flare up occasionally, but after long, long premeditation.
That's about what I meant, yeah.
Okay, there's one question. The second question is for Jane to answer, as if she were Lucille. This is pretty wild. Are you a natural redhead? As Lucy now, Jane.
Yes, I am. I was born a natural redhead just like Jane Meadows was.
Very clever. What do you say, Lucy?
Of course I am. It comes out of a bottle called Natural Redhead.
Very good. That's what Ben Grauer always uses, ladies and gentlemen. All right, now this is funny for about 9 reasons. Gary, this is your question, and here it is. As Lucy, you answer. As the head of a studio, you have the final say, naturally, about all decisions. But who has the final say at home?
Oh, my husband does.
Very good. Lucy?
Well, I don't even have the final say at the studio. I have, naturally, a lot of very able people around me, and we discuss things. At home, we discuss things, too. And the only thing I really have the final say on is whether the windows are opened or closed.
All right.
At night.
Betsy, here's the one. Here's the one for you to answer as Lucille. Are you inherently witty, or do you have to have a script?
I'm inherently witty, but a good script helps.
Lucy?
Well, actually, I am not witty. I can say things that occasionally get laughs when I'm telling stories on myself. But I don't think funny.
Well, you are funny, and that's what counts.
Thank you.
Okay, Henry, here's the one for you to answer, Lucy. What is it like being a millionaire?
It's pretty boring. Or, I have another answer. I don't know. I've been a millionaire so long, I forget what it's like.
Very good, Henry. Lucy?
Well, I don't know many millionaires, and I'm certainly not one. Anyone that can be a millionaire today had to start about 50 years ago, and I didn't start 50 years ago.
You're really not?
Oh.
No.
Boy, there goes another castle.
Well, all my money that my studio earns goes back into my castle, I can tell you that. Goes right back into the business, and you know, no one can keep money these days. The taxes are ridiculous. I mean, you have $25,000 in the bank. If that's supposed to be a millionaire, why, all right. But all the money's in Boston and Pasadena and Philadelphia, and it hasn't been moved in years.
Okay, next question for Jane once again. Do you do your own cooking?
No, I can't cook anything. What did she tell us the other day? She doesn't cook.
What are you looking at me for?
No, I don't cook, and when I leave the house to go to the studio, I go through the kitchen and I say, Mr. Morton will plan the meal tonight.
The reason we were laughing is that's what Lucy said on our radio show the other morning. What's the answer?
I can cook, and I don't have enough time to cook, and I do let Gary plan the meals quite often because he doesn't like everything that I like. He says that I'm too New England. He doesn't dig a New England boiled dinner.
Yeah, boiled dinner.
So I let him. You like it, right?
One person likes it. Give that man a New England boiled dinner. Hey, it's Ben Grauer, ladies and gentlemen. Next question for Gary. Are you as funny off stage as you are on, Lucy?
Let me get part of Jane's. Please, give me just a section of Jane's.
All right.
We were in New Hampshire last year, Christmas, and she decided to cook, and Lucy does cook well when she has the time. But you know that just plain meatballs, Lucy is the only one that makes them come out like hockey pucks. And it wasn't Lucy's fault, it was the meat. Something was wrong with the meat.
That's right.
It was about 8 years old.
That's right.
I don't know what. Now, the other...
This question, are you as funny off stage as you are on?
Well, she doesn't... I don't think I'm funny. Am I taking her part now?
You be her.
Oh, I don't think I'm funny off stage, but some people do. Now I'll revert, all right? I'm back to myself. She's funny. Mm-hmm. She doesn't think she is, but once in a while she'll say, "Good night, Gary," and walk into a wall. So she's funny.
You have time for another one? Okay, just one more. Betsy, here's the question for you to answer as Lucy. Why do you work so hard?
I work so hard because I love it.
Good answer, Lucy?
Yeah, Kazuna. And that is the answer. That is the answer. I work so hard because I love it and because I have a great arena to work in, and I wouldn't think of giving it up, so long as I have as many wonderful fans for the Lucy show as I have.
Yeah, well, we won't let you give it up. That's for sure. Yeah. Well, this has been so much fun, we ought to just do a whole program of this stuff some night, you know? Good idea. Well, Lucy, we'd like to thank you. We got about 700 more questions here. We'll meet you out in the alley and go through these questions. Thanks so much for having joined us, Lucille Ball. We'll work on them little by little. We'll be back in just a moment. We pause now for this important message. Well, sir, we look like the, I don't know, what do we look like?
Well, Mr. Burke. We look like ventriloquists and we look like the dummies.
Careful with your hair. I want you people to know that you young people particularly will be thrilled to know that our guest next week is Neil Sedaka.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah, you ever kneel on your Sedaka, you know? Painful that can be.
Jane?
Well, we want to kiss the girls goodnight, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good night. Good night, Dudley.
Yeah, we're not taking
Good night, everybody.
Arthur Godfrey brings his banjo to the Lucy Show for an old-fashioned riverboat musical comedy, 1/2 hour from now on CBS.